Ready?
Mm-hmm. To make it real quick and simple. So I got to YouTube and some stuff, and I came across, I believe it's called Chicken and Rice.
Hey, yo! Thanks for sharing part of your day with us. This is the Chicken and Rice Podcast. I'm Dodge P, and I'm here with my best friend, my confidant, my right-hand woman, the most beautiful girl in the world inside and out, my wife. Say hello, baby!
Well, hello, beautiful people, and welcome. I'm Ray, and I'm so excited to share our journey and everything in between with you guys. The best part about it, I get to do it with my husband and my very best friend. I really couldn't ask for anything better than that. I love you, babe. You the shh. Now let's do this.
Had to make sure you had the ring on, because sometimes you be wilding. You don't be having it on. So, yo, welcome to the Chicken and Rice Podcast.
When?
Damn, I was trying to introduce us to the people.
Oh, hi, people.
Sometimes. I say sometimes you don't have it on. Not all the time. Chicken and Rice Podcast. I don't know what episode this is. Because we tried this last year during COVID. Didn't really work. It was weird. So we just said, take a year off. We'll get it right. And that's what we've been doing. So we're back. Let's just say episode 35.
Sure.
Guess 35, 36, 36. You name it. We'll figure it out next time. So what's good?
Let's say episode 37.
37? You might be right. Let me see.
No, I just made it up because I'm 37, so.
For how much longer, though?
None of your business.
That's the question. So this is 37. Yeah, you stuck on you. Well, I don't understand why you don't want to get older.
I don't mind getting older. Getting older is a privilege that most people aren't afforded. So getting older is actually a blessing.
True.
You're older a lot longer than you're younger. So
true.
You know, you just deal with the back pain and the knees and all that good stuff and just keep it moving.
Oh, I don't have that yet. So I must be really young. So at what so at what point do you consider like not being young anymore? Like what age is that?
I don't know. I think when I turn 40, I think I'm going to get a little bit of a like an age shock, or you know, is a new decade.
Right.
So it was kind of like that when I turned 30. So basically, you know, 20s, yeah, haha, whatever. 30, when I turned 30, it was kind of like almost like an awakening. It was like, oh shoot, like I'm 30,
right.
You know. And then you asked me, what do you want for your 30th birthday? And I said, to jump out of a plane. And you said, okay, let's go. And then
that was, I don't remember. That was 30?
That was 30.
Okay.
That was 30. So for the 40th, we have to do something big too. So I'm thinking about bungee jumping or something like that somewhere.
I'm afraid to bungee jump.
Me too. So
like, no, like,
but real talk. We can go together if something happens.
But what if something only happens to one of us?
Then like, that's what it is.
Like, what if something only happens to you?
Well, then I guess you got to find someone else. And if I don't like her, I'll haunt her. No. And I'll haunt you too. No,
and I'll be like, yo, I told you I didn't want to go bungee jumping. So
whatever.
It's crazy that our birthdays are kind of close. My birthday just passed. I just turned 38. So when I turn...
Cap. Straight cap.
When I turn 40, I don't know what I want to do.
Well, it's too late anyway. So anyway.
I had a friend who just turned 50. And I think he was kind of going through it. Like...
It's just a mindset. It's just kind of like it's a different decade. It's not the same decade anymore. So
right.
It's kind of just like a little bit of a you know, when people get sticker shocked or when people get shocked over certain things a little bit,
sure.
you kind of like just shocks your system.
Sure.
And then you get used to it and you're fine. And then you go through the motions and so you hit the next decade.
Right. Yeah, I mean, whenever I turn 40, I'll let you know how I feel about that. But until then, I'm gonna just keep rocking out.
Okay, if you say so, babe. Let me know what you want to do for your 40th.
I got everything I need, so I probably don't want to do anything special. I'm good, like just doing nothing.
Okay.
So, but I thought you wanted to do like the airplane thing, the fighter pilot thing.
That's fine too. I don't care.
I'm afraid to do that as well.
Well, whatever. We can still do it. I'm scared to do it, but I would still want to do it. That looks fun.
Like, I feel like if I...
You might throw up, but...
Yeah, that's what I'm
afraid of. It's a lot of spinning and a lot of fast spinning, so...
I think the person who just turned 50 did it.
Okay.
And, like, when they were describing it, it was like this. I was, you know how you get the fucking bubble guts, just from like when you look over high build. Like I was getting them from like hearing his story about.
First of all, I don't get the bubble guts. I just get the tinglies. Like my stomach just tingles, and it's just kind of like, oh, it scares me.
The exact same thing.
It's not bubble guts. Like, we all know what bubble guts is. That's not what I get.
I don't understand why you be lying. But anyway, he said like when he took off, you know, remember we saw that one plane that one day would just like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he took off like that, and then dude just kind of like fell backwards and then started spinning. And I was like, bro, I can't. Like, I already know, like right there, I would be like, I already know. Because that's more intense than any roller coaster we've ever been on.
It's just funny because as a kid, I could spin around forever and be fine. I used to go on the Gravitron, I think it's called, and it just would just spin you and spin you and spin you. I just used to think that was the funnest thing. The office chairs, forget about it. Spin, spin, spin. So I go all the way up or all the way down. And now it's like if I spin a couple times, I'm like, ooh, like it's just different when you get a little bit older. So
probably the most scariest part was he said that they were like riding the mountains, like the peaks and shit.
Right.
I can't do it. I'm not sure I could do any of like the bungee jump, like the airplane, the skydiving thing is scary.
It wasn't too bad. And I'm scared of heights. It wasn't too bad.
I think that might be the least scariest of those three things.
Probably.
So, if you're 40 and I have heart problems, we probably can't do that. So because when I'll be 40 like a year before you will be. So if I start to develop heart problems, we probably have to pick something different. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Sitting by a waterfall with a picnic.
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out when that time comes.
So, we made it through COVID. I don't want to say we made through COVID unharmed. You had it, I didn't have it. Touch and go, a little scary with you. I thought if you got it, I would definitely get it, but
well, we thought you had it anyway before it got popular. So
right.
I did get it back in around Halloween.
Right.
And I'm really big on Halloween, like dressing up and doing the competitions at work and everything. And I didn't do anything. I got really, really sick for 2 weeks straight. I could barely move. The breathing thing was not fun. It was just a whole bunch of stuff. But I had a really bad experience with it, so I'm not messing around with it.
Right. And I figured, and that's what really made me confused because you had it. We still slept in the same bed, in the same room.
For a little bit until I was like sure that I had it.
Right.
And then I quarantined in the guest room.
Right. And I never tested positive for it, so I'm confused. I will stay confused, but I'm also vaccinated, so I will stay vaccinated. So that's all I got to say about that. So most recently, it was my birthday, and Philadelphia kind of just started reopening up.
Right.
So we decided, like, what do you want to do for your birthday? Or for my birthday, which was at the end of May. So we were like, oh, I'm a steak lover, kind of. The older I get, the less I like steak. It's weird because I used to love steak and now not really into steak anymore. Maybe it's because I've been having bad steak. But anyway, you made reservations to Steak 48.
Yes. So I've been hearing so much about Steak 48. Steak 48, Steak 48. Customers, friends, whatever. Oh, the place is great, blah, blah, blah. The food is good. The service is unmatched and just all these good things. So I said, okay. So I asked you, said, you want to check it out for your birthday dinner. I'll set it up over there.
Right.
Said, okay, sure. We'll give it a shot. So I called, made reservations, set it up. Well, literally 2 days. Well, first of all, I saw the dress code.
Sure.
And while I was making reservations. And if you cancel, I think within or after 48 hours, they charge you $50 per person, which I understand too, so people don't call and make reservations, whatever.
Sure.
Okay. But then I saw the dress code, and the dress code was like just long as hell. And I was like, okay, I didn't know it was that serious, but whatever. So then literally, or how people say literally 2 days before dinner, they made the news about these new rules that they were implementing with adding extra things to the dress code, and also $100 minimum per person. Now, I don't have a problem spending money on good food.
Sure.
Like, if I like the stuff, I'll keep ordering.
Sure.
I never had the food there before. I heard good things about it.
Right.
But it was weird because when I read the reviews, it was either 5 stars or 1 star.
Exactly.
There was no in between. It was
Right.
like people loved it or people hated it, and like the food was not good.
Right.
So I was just really confused. I'm like, okay, I guess we'll find out. But with this coming out, people were saying, you know, it's a sensitive time right now. So people are saying, oh, it's race related. Basically saying they don't want black people in there and
Right.
whatever. So I was like, well, I'm gonna let you make that call. It is your birthday, it's your dinner, whatever you want. That's
Right.
you know, it's up to you. I don't care either way.
Sure.
I'm not pressed to go there. You know, I don't even eat steak. You know, I gave up beef 6 years ago.
Right.
Pork almost 5 years ago. So I'm like, whatever. I eat, you know, seafood and chicken and turkey. And that's pretty much it.
Right.
So, you know, you were doing your little research and we were seeing what they had to say. So basically the dress code, they were saying like no prints.
Like no big prints.
No big prints.
No
No
sweatpants.
strong smells like
Right.
weed or duh, you know.
Right. Right.
And then it was saying like no this, no that, no whatever. It was like a lot of stuff that more urban related, which, you know, they wanted more fancy or whatever. That's fine. I understand it, whatever. So we gave it a shot.
Right. So it seemed to be, of course, I'm black, all black. So the rules, what the complaints were about was that the rules and the minimums were targeting black folks or those urban cultures, because when you see big prints, when you smell like marijuana, when you see the sweatpants and the boots and stuff, you tend to think more urban. So you came down to the office and you told me what was going on. I didn't know Steak 48 from Steak 49. I didn't even know about this restaurant. I just wanted a good steak. My favorite steak house has been annually letting me down. So we needed to find somewhere else to go. So you told me about the rules. I read over them. We read some reviews from people who were not happy with the rules. And I could find fault with it, but I couldn't find fault with the rules because kind of everything that they were implementing kind of matched the dining experience that I would like to have. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, the only issue I had was with the dollar amount. Typically, we go to our favorite restaurant. We will spend $100 each.
Easy.
But we don't want to be forced to spend that money.
Right.
So when we got there, before we got there, I said, well, I'll be on the lookout for anything that I think suspicious. I got to be honest with you. I didn't find anything out of the ordinary other than the food was not that good.
We'll get to that part. But
Yeah.
there was like Asian, Muslim, black server. Like it was just a mixture of everybody. So
Right.
with that, we didn't feel uncomfortable at all. But people were talking about, oh, the service.
Right.
They're saying, you know, the waiter has like, you know, whatever. Anyway.
I guess nobody's ever been on a cruise.
Excuse me.
If you've ever been on a cruise, this is the type of service you get. I wouldn't say it's outstanding. Like, I wouldn't be writing home about the service because I've experienced it before on a cruise ship.
Many, many times
where
over.
you have the waiter, you have the head waiter, then you have the waiter, then you have the assistant waiter.
Right.
The waiter takes the orders, pretty much, you know, make sure the table's great. Assistant waiter sets the flatware, serves along with the waiter and all this other stuff. So
wasn't impressed.
Right.
I wasn't impressed.
Right.
But the thing about it, the most, so this is our personal review.
Sure.
No good. Not
for the money.
I did not like pretty much anything that I ate there. From the appetizers
Right.
to the main course.
Sure.
I had Chilean sea bass. I hated it. I took about 2 bites.
Right.
And I was about, $60? I took about 2 bites. I was very unhappy. The 2 appetizers, and you had a little bit of everything. You had seafood, you ordered pork belly,
Right.
and a steak, and this.
Right.
I had mainly seafood,
Sure.
you know. So I ordered shrimp and this and that, whatever, and then the Chilean sea bass, and I hated all of it. The
Right.
drinks were horrible.
Yeah.
The drinks, I had to ask for simple syrup on the side. And now we do like sweet drinks, but people make this very similar drink at other places and we love it.
Right.
I had to ask for simple syrup on the side so I could try to fix your drink. And that's
true.
not a good look. I didn't even like my wine. I was like, how is wine like not even good? Like, I don't know, whatever.
Right.
I didn't like the wine. We didn't like the appetizers. I didn't like the main course. Your steak wasn't anything special.
Right.
I didn't like the dessert.
Yeah.
I didn't like any of it. Like, I didn't like anything. And people, and these are my good friends that are like, oh, I love it there. The food is good. And I'm like, what are you eating
that we didn't eat
that I'm not eating? Because we ordered $300 worth of stuff. And I kept asking, like, did I meet my minimum? Because I was so unhappy with everything. I was just kind of like, now I do feel like I'm forced to spend this money that I'm just not happy with any of this food.
Yeah.
And whatever. It was an experience, good, bad, otherwise, whatever. It was an experience. And I'm just like, I'll just never go back just because, not for nothing else, not for the controversy, not for the service, not for whatever. Just because the food, I just want good food.
Definitely.
Like, if you're telling me, spend a minimum, and another issue with the minimum was they only implemented it in Philadelphia and Chicago. They didn't implement it at the other two steakhouses they had. I think one was in Houston or something, and one was somewhere else. I'm not exactly sure.
Maybe Atlanta,
but it was like they're more like urban areas that they're implementing this $100 minimum, and it's like, dude, I might just want to go there for Now, Del Frisco's was our favorite. It just went downhill all the way. But I would just go there and get a salad, an appetizer, and have my glass of wine. That's all I would have.
Right.
But that's what, I don't eat like I used to, and that's just what I want.
That's $40 maybe, right?
$40-$50 maybe. A salad, a glass of wine, and an appetizer. It's $50.
Right.
So if you're going to force me to spend it, like, at least let me like it. I just was not happy at all with it. So review, it was 1 star.
Yeah, pretty much 1 star. Like
1 star.
The core wasn't anything to write home about. It was, for lack of better terms, it was a pitiful experience for the price.
It was. But for the people that were like, oh, the service is unmatched, I literally was like, you guys never went on a cruise. You will never get better service than on a cruise.
Right.
And some people love cruises. You either love them or you don't. We love them. I've been on 14. You've been on over 20. So it's like the people there are serviced from around the world, and they are the kindest people you will ever meet in your life. They literally, whatever you need at a drop of a dime, they got you.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of service that I was used to. So this was like, a head waiter and like his assistant. Okay. Like, I wasn't impressed whatsoever. Like, not saying that the service was bad. It was just average to me. It wasn't anything crazy at all.
It was what you would expect.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much it was what you would expect. And for the price, and I keep saying for the price because they make you spend that money, which is what you will spend at a decent restaurant.
If you like it.
If you like it,
if you don't spend it, you'll keep ordering food.
I wouldn't even mind if we didn't have to spend the 100 minimum on our first trip, but would had to on our second trip, because if we ever went there twice, which we wouldn't.
Right.
But
never.
it almost felt like like we were getting robbed of our money because of everything that we didn't like.
Which was everything.
Which was everything.
Which was everything.
Right. The drinks, the food,
dessert, everything.
The service, the ambiance.
Not like it.
It was weird.
Like it.
So but
yeah. So basically, if you guys were, I would still say go for the experience. You might love it, but we didn't, and we've been all over the place. We've been to a ton of restaurants all over the world, like not even just and we like good food.
Yeah, everything was pretty bland.
And it was just...
It was flavorless.
I won't even say that. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I wasn't crazy about it. And even the bread.
Oh, yeah, the bread.
Even the bread. The one bread was just salt. I was like, what the hell? It was like a cheese bread, and it was like a salt. And they was like, you want one, the other, or half and half. So I was like, half and half. I want to try everything.
Sure.
And just the starting bread, one of it was just full of salt. And I was like, like salt crystals. And I was like, this is gross.
We know it was pretty bad because we didn't even take pictures inside there.
We didn't do anything.
We took pictures, but we didn't post them.
Yeah.
Because it was nothing to write home about. So it is what it is. Steak 48.
We did a selfie and that was it. And
visit at your own risk. And
Excuse me.
Yeah. And if you're having any questions about like the racial aspect of it, I didn't see it, and I'm very conscious of stuff like that, you know, whether it be subliminal or blatant. And I didn't experience any of that from anybody. Actually, when we got to the door, it was 3 big black bouncers there, right? At the front door.
The valet, and
right.
the girls at the front, like the hostesses, like we didn't feel any type of racial tension. And there was a lot of black folks dining there too.
Right.
It was actually more black people in there than white people.
Sure. And we're, just so that you're clear, we went to the one in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Which we were talking amongst ourselves before that it was pretty unfortunate that there's $100 minimum, because you eliminate a whole crowd. Like, you eliminate a lot of people who might just stop through for, say, lunch or happy hour. At least that's what I think.
That's on them. You know?
So,
I guess they that's just what they want. That's what they want. That's fine.
So and listen, I bought a new car this year, and I'm not like the walk up to a stranger and start talking to people type of person. So I've been telling you that I think I purchased the wrong car. I love this car. I don't even care anything about cars at all, but this car is it's great. It's the smoothest ride ever. It's super fast, so it just burns people all day. Sure.
And then it's good for the environment.
Sure.
So
I bought a Tesla. Model Y, acceleration boost, black wheels, white interior. Just the car that I wanted.
It's vegan leather. There's literally no carbon emissions. It's just awesome. I really do like the car a lot. And in the future, I probably will end up getting one too. But right now, this is Travis's car that I have because it's full of his fur everywhere.
Sure.
So, yeah, no need to get a nice car right now.
So every time I'm somewhere, somebody wants to talk about this goddamn Tesla as if they just showed up on the earth yesterday. So I think Tesla's been around for over 10 years. So it's not even like a new car company anymore. But in the grand scheme of things, it is. However, it doesn't stop people from always asking questions, 1. 2, always thinking they can race and win. And 3, I can't seem to drive slow in it because it's just so much fun to drive. So
his description of it when he first did the test drive was I
forgot.
It's like a roller coaster. And I was like, what?
Right.
So you drove the one model the first time, and you said you scheduled another one for the one that you're thinking about getting, and for me to come with,
right?
So I can experience it,
right?
And when you was like, it's a roller coaster, I was like, like a roller coaster. Like I don't understand what that description. Like I know what a roller coaster feels like, but like there's no way it's a car. So we get in the car, and he's like, and I was like, my neck just like snapped back, and I was like, yo, this is like a roller coaster.
It is like a roller coaster. So what happened was,
it's so fun.
Tesla wasn't even on my radar when I was looking for a new car. I was on my way to pick up something. My way there, something out of the corner of my eye caught my attention. And I said, what was that? And I looked, and because I was moving, I couldn't really see. So I picked up my stuff, came back. And when I passed it again, I drove slow. I was like, ooh. It was weird because I said, that kind of looks like an egg, but I like it. What is that? So I drove past a little bit more. I saw, Tesla. So scheduled a test drive. The good thing about the test drive is that unlike most other car companies, when you schedule a test drive for a Tesla, they just give you the car and say, come back in a half hour. So you don't have a salesperson with you trying to sell you the car. None of that stuff. They give you the key. You don't need it.
You actually don't. It's so no frills, straight to the point. Do you want it? Do you not? It's so great. It's not like, it's just a different car buying, purchasing experience. Yeah. You already do everything online. You literally go there to sign something, and then they build your car and tell you when you can pick it up. So
I left. So I said, I went to drive. I went on my own. Did I tell you I was going to drive it or no? Or I just went the first time?
I think you did. You told me, I think.
So the first time, like I did all my YouTube and everything about Teslas. So I already kind of knew the car before I ever drove it. So when I went to drive it, I was like, oh shit. This experience was like unlike any other. Car's always on or off, however you want. Acceleration from 0 to 60 is 3 seconds. Like not many cars go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Secondly, no sound, which I love now.
I always hated the loud noise. And it's funny because you hear these cars next to him just revving their engines and just acting like they're gonna do something and rum, and then it just be like when that light changes, like roller coaster, and then they just get left in the dust, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny, and they do it every time. They think they could burn this Tesla.
I guess they just don't know. That's the only thing I could say.
Yeah, because you didn't know.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I knew Teslas existed.
Insane. It's insane.
But I didn't know what they could do, and the good thing is we own a house, so we're able to put the charging station at the house. If you don't have a charging station, I would suggest probably, if you can't put a charging station at your house, I'd probably suggest not buying one because then it will become a headache. What do I get? Oh, Travis wants to talk about the charging station. So I get about 310 miles to the full charge. And since I bought it in January and it's now the end of June, I've spent, I just looked at it the other day, like $110 in charging it in 6 months.
That's insane.
And I have 6,000 miles on it. So I don't know what I would have spent in a car or in a truck that I was thinking about buying.
Oof.
Because I was thinking about buying a big truck.
$400 a month?
Probably.
That'd be about $2,400 in gas.
Which is nuts.
In 6 months, as opposed to $100.
Yeah.
It was definitely a good decision. And again, I'm not a car person, could care less for the most part about fancy cars, whatever.
Right.
As long as it's in decent shape, gets me from point A to point B, is reliable.
Right.
And it looks decent, not anything hideous or crazy, but I don't really care.
Oh, your car.
Yeah, my car.
Oh, no, your car's dope too.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I have a Hyundai, a Sonata. Like, it's whatever. It's fine. It works. It's cool. But like, I really, really like the Tesla a lot.
I think you're gonna get one. Like
I eventually will, because I'm like a half tree hugger. So environmental stuff is very important to me.
3/4 tree hugger, I think.
Probably. Like, I just have to recycle everything, and I'm a little funny with that.
So.
And the vegan leather thing is wonderful. It does not get hot, right?
Yeah, I've never, even when the car's all glass. It's pretty much.
Sorry, guys, I'm a little bit under the weather. So
you have of course, the 4 doors of glass in the windshield, but then the whole roof is glass all the way back. So when the sun is in there, it's in there, but it never gets silly hot,
right, like
it used to, when I had the other leather seats.
I hate leather seats, and people love it for like the luxury, basically title. Oh, my car is luxury car. I like cloth. I don't care again about fancy, cars, whatever. And it's leather is just so hot in the summertime. You burn your legs, you wear shorts, and then it's freezing in the wintertime. I hate leather. I
mean, now I guess some cars now do everything from the app. So I don't even have a key. So everything is done from the phone. So I can actually schedule when I want my car to warm up. Wait. So the bad thing about Tesla is not everybody knows how to use it or drive it or anything. And this was another time when we had dinner for our anniversary in February. I had just got it. Like and almost had to fight this parking lot attendant guy because you gave him the key, like the actual key. It looks like a hotel key. Right. Looks like a credit card. Sure. And he tried to charge us $40 because he didn't know how to drive it. No, so what happened was when we pulled in, I said, "Do you know how to drive this?" He said he has one. He said, "Yeah, brother, I have one." So I'm suspect. Anybody who called me brother, like right from the rip, I'm already antennas up. So I said, "All right, here's the key. You got one. You already know what to do." So I just left it there. We boned out, went to eat. We come back, the car's in the same spot, right? Dude is like, "Man, you locked the car when you left, blah, blah, blah." At this point, like, I don't have a lot of patience for like people popping off. I don't zero patience for that. So I go from great dinner, spending time with you, vibe is real nice. It's our 10th anniversary. 10th anniversary. 10th. Shit. Wow. To this motherfucker not knowing how to drive a Tesla that he has. So I take the key, hit the door pillar, boop, boop, car opens right up, unlocks right up. And I'm like, yo, I'm pissed at this point because I'm like, yo, you bringing all this heat to me because you don't know what you're doing.
He tried to charge $40 because he said we were blocking other cars. We're like, you have the key.
Yeah.
You have the key. That's your job to move the car.
Right.
So at this point, it almost got really, really ugly. I had to stop it because we were vibing too good. And I'm like, it's our 10th anniversary. Like, I don't need you to like smash somebody's face in right now, you know?
But it wasn't.
Let's just keep it moving. Keep it pushing.
It was just that
we will never use that place again.
Yeah, he just lied. Like, bro, if you don't got one, just say you don't got one. I'll give you a quick like.
It's not even that. You don't know how to use it. That's not our problem that you don't know how to unlock a Tesla.
Right. And it's scary too because like the car is powerful. Like if you don't know what you're doing and you get in it, like you bound to crash. You bound to crash because it has so much shit with it. You know what I mean? So it's what's up with Travis?
He's shaking.
Oh, it's probably good that he didn't drive it because he probably would have banged out. But yeah, I love the car, but I hate the attention that it draws.
And I hear the questions, right? So I hear him re-explaining himself 1,000 times over.
Yeah.
And this is when he's with me.
Right.
So I can only imagine when I'm not in the car with him and everybody. And another thing is everyone wants to go for a joyride.
Yeah.
So he's just stepping on it. So everybody's like, neck just breaks every time. And it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's great. I love the car. I hate all the other stuff that's attached to it. And hopefully in 10 years, everybody can drive a Tesla-like vehicle because it's like unlike anything I've ever driven before. So
we talked about this before too, and I think that most of the manly mans or men, they're not gonna want to give up the engine, the dirt, the dust, all the emissions and all their humming and stuff like that. They're not gonna want to give that up. The smoke coming out of the tailpipes. You know what I mean? Like they're macho to them, I guess.
Right.
So
it's nuts because I pull up beside these guys in their Mustangs, their Chargers, all of them with the and I'm just like, yo, here we go.
All this noise and you get burnt.
And you get burnt at least 0 to 80. By like 90, the combustion engines begin to catch up. But if we were doing anything, the race would be over. Not the race, but most likely from light to light. That's how we race in Philadelphia, from light to light. From one light to the next light, the race is over, you lose. So don't play yourself. If you see a Tesla, even one that you don't know, don't look fast, don't play yourself.
You're going to play yourself, for sure.
It's nuts. You be big mad, when you
Come
trying
here.
to catch up.
We might have a little co-star.
He ain't coming over.
Come here, puppy. Can you see him? No, you can't see him.
He's
Travis,
right.
come here.
So, last thing that I have, I started watching. I'm always into like these dang on relationship shows. So I started watching this show called Put a Ring on It, and
look at him looking.
It's probably it's probably like this show is like on some shit. It's 3 couples. One person in each couple wants to get married. The other person doesn't. So what the doctor does is the doctor sends both people in the couple out on dates, on different dates. And the date has to come to the house. So like if me and you were on the show, they would set me up with the person that has everything that I love, from looks to body shape, height, skin color, everything.
Okay.
Send her to the house, and then they make you open the door and let her come in, which is nuts to me. And they would do the same to me for the guy that they would send you to date with. Now, I think that's a recipe for disaster because in 2 of the 3 cases, people were catching feelings with the person that they were getting set up on dates with. And so for me, that would be a no. Like I'm never in any circumstance allowing a motherfucker to go on a date while I sit back and watch. And the one dude, the pretty dude, the pretty dude was going through it whenever another pretty motherfucker came to the door who was like he would lose his shit So I can
See,
only
I'm not
imagine.
into this relationship show stuff. It's to me, it's funny that you're so into it, and all I want to see is like blood and
Right.
decapitation.
Right.
Like all I want to see is like violence.
I watch it because not that we ever have issues. However, I watch it because I learn from it. Like, well, maybe this is what you should do instead of this. You know what I mean? Like when I talk to some of my male friends, it's always you first, everything else second. A lot of them are still in their fucking manly thing. So it's them first. And then the wife is like after drinking, after bar. It's like 3 steps before shit to make the wife happy. I'm gonna make the wife happy. And then I get in everything underneath that. So this is why I watch those shows. But I could see how if we were forced to go on dates with somebody else and a motherfucker came to the door and he was like super pretty or super fit and like just everything that I know you like, I would definitely have a problem with that.
But here's the thing. You ready?
Yes?
I don't know what I like. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't have a type.
Sure.
I have dated black, white, tall, short, skinny, chubby.
Right.
If we vibe,
Right.
we vibe. Like it's the craziest thing when I tell you I don't have a type. Like there's people who have types when it comes to hair color,
Right.
looks or whatever, or so, I just need my tall. And you literally have people who have types when it comes to what they do for a living.
Right.
I date rappers. I date basketball players.
Sure.
I date doctors.
Sure.
Which is to me is the weirdest thing. Weird.
Right.
Like I just date him because he plays basketball, or that's my type. Okay, which is that's your thing. That should twist. But I don't have a type. I don't like. I dated someone who was very muscular, but am I into that? Not really.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't have a type. I don't even know who they would bring to the door to whatever. And then I'm around people so much that like I'm so jaded with anything. I see good looking people. I see whatever, this and that. And to me, it's nothing. It's not whatever.
I guess they have them fill out a questionnaire or something.
Right.
I guess if you were given a list of choices, you could pick out the kind of guy that you would want to date.
Okay.
And I guess that's where they pull their dating pool from. Because and here's the twist. So I think they send them on about 5 or 7 dates. So at the end of each date, the person in the relationship could choose to go on another date with the same person or somebody else. And so what was happening was there was a dude and a woman from 2 different groups who went on dates with the same person like multiple times. And so the pretty dude that you saw when you came in, his chick went on a date with a dude 5 times.
Okay.
So
what do they do at the end? Like decide if they want to be with each other or
right. So at the end they decide if they want to put a ring on it or not. And of course for TV, everybody put a ring on it. Which
I hate this relationship stuff. You love it.
Don't you wanted a ring put on it, right?
I don't need to see it. I got a ring put on it 10 years ago.
Come on, man.
Come on, what? That's my type right there. This furry, husky, beautiful. He's crying now. What do you want, buddy?
Because he know you capping. He asking he asking you to stop lying. That's what he's asking you to do.
No, he's not.
So, all right. It is what it is. Want to hear it, Berg? You hear it?
Travis, come here. Come here.
You gotta be careful so you don't hit those cameras.
Come here. Look over here. Come here. This way. Look up. Look up. Look up. There he is. There he is. The man of my dreams.
Oh, that's a man?
Yes.
He's a goddamn dog.
He's a man dog.
No, he's no goddamn man dog.
He's a man dog.
He's a goddamn dog.
Travis.